Good afternoon. Today is August 28th, 2024. Welcome to BelloHeart, where we spread truth through understanding. Back after this. All right. So today I'm going to go over a couple things. One thing is the libs are keep taking RFK's now they're trying to deny. Think about the hypocrisy of this. They're trying to deny RFK withdrawal from battleground states ballots now. So before they didn't want to let him on the battleground states. Now they don't want to let him on the ballots. Now they're fighting so that he can't get off of them because he's trying to help Trump. They're such slimy, dirty, hypocritical, and they don't care about us. It's so how. Oh, God. I started this channel to spread truth, to try to help people. I don't understand what is happening. Like, how do people not see the hypocrisy of everything they do? She doesn't answer questions, Harris, right? She doesn't. Now she's doing an interview with Tim Walz together on CNN. If a president, like a politician's number one job is to talk about policy. What are her policies? Now she's flip-flopping. I mean, I'm going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about Jack Smith indicting Trump again. Oh, they pulled RFK's Secret Service protection as soon as he endorsed Trump. Slimy bastards. And we're going to talk about, and then I'm going to go quick video on the deep state and where it started, the Federal Reserve. So first, we're going to bring up article today. RFK may be unable to withdraw his name from some ballots, some swing state ballots, as you can see in this article from NPR. You know what the hell is that about? Why? So they sued him. They tried to keep him off all the ballots. Now he's on the ballots. He wants to withdraw. And they are keeping him off. Keeping him from withdrawing. Why? Well, because it hurts the Democrats. The Biden-Harris administration, the Department of Justice is all crooked. And now they are stopping him from taking off his name off the ballots. Why? Because it helps Trump, of course, obviously. And it's so obvious their motives. They're so slimy and disgusting and dishonest. And how any Americans can still, vote for the old, whatever you call this Democratic, current progressive Democratic hybrid of a old Democratic Party is disgusting. It's not the same Democratic Party, people. The other thing they did today was, last week, as soon as RFK announced his endorsement of Trump, they took his Secret Service protection. What's that about? As you can see in this article here, come on, people. This is from Axios, I believe, or CBS News. So this is all liberal news, by the way. This ain't no Fox News or anything on the right side that you guys might, or any liberals might say that I'm cherry picking stuff. Why would they remove RFK's Secret Service protection? My man's uncle and father were killed by assassins, right? But as we know with the deep state, and speaking of the deep state, I've been reading this book, Chaos, that Candace Owens recommended about the CIA in the 60s. Talks about the Manson family and how that was all a deep state operation to stop the hippie movement and the protest of the Vietnam War, because as we know, wars is what our biggest business is in America, and that's what I'm going to lead into at the end here. So let's keep this right here. So why would they take his Secret Service protection away? We know they tried to kill JFK. Well, they did kill JFK. They did kill RFK, and they just tried to kill Trump. Not that the Secret Service is good at anything. They suck, but just blatantly taking his. They don't even care about people's lives. They just flat out in the open. We hate you. We don't like you because you're against us. Where have the American values gone with these people, man? It's gross. Yeah. Another thing that's been happening is hold on. Here's another wonderful Jack Smith indicted is bringing up the classified documents case against Trump again. Donald Trump indicted again in federal election interference case. Isn't it insane, guys? Why? What are they doing this for? It's obvious election interference. The dirty Democrats have nothing to run on. They have no policies. They're useless individuals, right? Now they're going after him again. I mean, come on. This is more than half the country supports this man. Why would they not just let him run legally and be chosen? If they truly cared about democracy and the people's choice, why would they want to put this man in jail? If the people truly want Donald Trump to be the president, then just let it happen. But they can't because they're crooked, and they know that he's going to end or at least put a cramp in the deep state going forward. The other wonderful thing about Kamala Harris today, I mean, that we're hearing, of course, is this is hysterical, is now she wants to build a border wall. I mean, what? This is from USA Today. Kamala Harris steals another idea from Trump. Now she wants to build the wall. I mean, what? I could show this video after video after video of how she called it racist, and it was a vanity move to build a wall, and now she's Miss Border Wall. If you guys don't see through her BS and all her flip-flopping, I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here? What are you people like? How does people not see through the... So she's flip-flopped on what? Now taxing on tips, right? That was Trump's idea. Now I hear she wants to frack because Pennsylvania is a huge fracking state and she needs to win Pennsylvania. She'll just say anything they can say. You know, isn't it disgusting that she'll just say whatever she'll say to get your vote, and then what happens when she gets in? None of that stuff will happen because guess what? The big money people will be the one making all the decisions like always. This is your last chance to save America, people. So before I go, I just want a video. About the deep state, okay? So now, the deep state. So let me just go back to my... Okay, so the deep state, as you can see, I have this book, Chaos. And it's about the CIA in the 60s. Now, if you research the CIA enough, you'll get to Operation Mockingbird, which is when they used the media to parrot, you know, the goals of the state and the government or whatever their plans were, whatever wars and whatever policies and opinions they wanted people to feel. Before that, you had MK Ultra, which was a mind control, which is all in this book. They used which is what they used on Manson, all those, and the people to manipulate the Manson family, to manipulate others, to create a chaotic environment where the hippie movement was under attack, and because that's what was going to stop the Vietnam War, and of course the warmongers and the power brokers could not have that, right? So the other thing about the deep state, which you will learn, is that last year I did a video before President Eisenhower and how he tried to warn us about the military-industrial complex and how it's basically all their secrets going to be hidden now going forward with the CIA, with the creation of the CIA and everything else. But before that happened, people, in 1913, America created the Fed, the Federal Reserve Bank, right? Which we're going to watch a quick video on the Federal Reserve because I want you guys to see, to understand what I understand about the Federal Reserve. Short video, minute 35 seconds.
In order to understand the role of money and banking in our modern economy, it's important to know about the true nature of the Federal Reserve, often simply called the Fed. Most people think the Federal Reserve is a government-owned bank in the United States or a branch of the Department of Treasury, but this couldn't be further from the truth. The Federal Reserve is no more federal than Federal Express, is the joke that people familiar with this issue often tell, and they're right. It's a private group of banks that lends money to the United States government in the same way your local bank lends money to you. This ingenious scheme was put in place back in 1913 with the passing of the Federal Reserve Act, which was drawn up in secret by a wealthy group of banksters when they met on Jekyll Island off the coast of Georgia.
So, drawn up by a secret group of bankers, right? So now I want you to keep that in mind. The Federal Reserve. So if you backtrack Operation Gladio, and the European banks and the wars, World War I, it all connects to the big bankers in Europe and the Vatican Bank, right? And those same bankers were the ones over here, and they created the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve Bank to regulate and keep control of our financial system in case, because it was too erratic, right? Which is another word for controlling it. And the powers that be now they have the power over the money, and the federal bank lends money to the government. So that's where we get all our money from, right? And guess what? World War I started shortly after that, and we were part of that as Americans. And then when World War II happened, that was our turning point as a country, and we became a huge industrialized nation. Now, if you don't think that the power brokers, the bankers in the background were the ones pushing this whole thing, the J.P. Morgans, the Chase, the Rockefellers, the Bilderberg people, the Rittenhouse people, all those big secret cabal, puppet master people are the ones that are behind all the big banks and have all the money in the world. So really, the secret banks are the ones that have been financing the wars for our entire lives and before we were born, and are the ones who's actually controlling, which is the same deep state over generations that we're fighting now. The warmongers that want to keep financing foreign wars because that's how they control and that's how they make money and that's how they seize assets in other countries. When you attack and there's a middle of a war, you can take people's riches and valuables and money, and no one's going to say anything. It's war. So it's all a money grab, power grab, and to redistribute wealth by the puppet masters. And it's been going on forever. It's disgusting and dirty. And if you're not aware of it, you should be. Let's finish this video.
Georgia several years earlier under the cover story of going on a hunting trip. The Jekyll Island meeting included executives from all the major banks at the time. The plan they put together would then be presented to Senator Nelson Aldrich, whose daughter was married to John D. Rockefeller Jr., who presented it to Congress, where it then became known as the Aldrich Plan. Paul Warburg later admitted that the plan was drawn up and settled on Jekyll Island. Frank Vanderlip, who worked with the Rockefellers and attended the Jekyll Island meeting, would later admit in his autobiography, titled From Farm Boy to Financier, that, quote, "Discovery we knew simply must not happen, or else all our time and effort would be wasted. If it were to be exposed publicly that our particular group had gotten together and written a banking bill, that bill would have no chance whatsoever of passage by Congress." And
okay, so isn't that disgusting, everybody? I have a video from last year that links the deep state from Eisenhower all the way through the petrodollar and all the wars in between. I'll link that in this description. And till tomorrow. All right, guys. Hope you learned something. Have a good day, guys. Subscribe, like, share, comment. It doesn't cost anything to actually subscribe. Bye, guys.